The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what they say. But I'm here to say not always. I want to talk about the Jake Lang incident that happened over the weekend. There are a few things that Jake says that I agree with, but there are a whole lot more things that Jake says that I am vehemently opposed to. That being said, I'm not here to discuss Jake Lang or Jake Lang's politics or the things exactly that he says. I'm here to discuss the fact that if I don't agree with him, which I don't, I'm quite a lot, I just don't support him. I don't financially, physically, vocally, I just don't support him. That's how grown-ups handle things. This video isn't about Jake Lang. This video is about a mob, an angry mob that was allowed to roam the streets of a major United States city, inflicting damage upon people because of a difference of opinion. He does have the right, here in America, to be as ridiculous as he wants to be, as long as he is not causing harm to others. The little caveat there. I do not have the right, because I disagree with him, to inflict bodily harm upon him. If we had that right, the world would be a much different place, at least my part of the world, my little small corner. What would it be like if we see these leftists out there saying un-American things, saying some things that are very, very evil towards people they disagree with? What if we were allowed to just go down and punch somebody in the mouth? Things would be a lot different. But we're not, because that's not how our society is set up. We have laws. We have things that we've agreed on as a society that are okay and not okay, and physical violence is in the not okay category. I'm pretty sure we already understand, most of you watching this will understand the epic hypocrisy of a group of people that are causing chaos, as well as, civil disruptions and all of that sort, to get their opinions out there. But they have a mob, and they have city governments that are behind them, that are allowing them, even encouraging them, to exercise their First Amendment rights. But yet, when someone goes down there but has an opposing point of view, because they don't subscribe to the hive mind, because they're not a card-carrying member of the Democrat plantation, apparently it's okay to inflict physical violence upon them. I didn't see one person get arrested. I haven't heard about one person getting arrested. As far as I could tell, I watched during the middle of his attempt to escape, I watched cops literally get in their vehicles and drive away. We know the implicit levels of violence that they're capable of, up to and including ending someone's life for saying things that they don't agree with. One of the things that really struck me, now I was glued to the television. I should have been sleeping because I'm a night shift person, but one of my close friends was there filming it live, close to the action, so I was kind of glued because I was a little bit worried about him, and I was kind of watching intently to make sure that he was smart enough to stay out of harm's way, and luckily he was. I found myself many a times standing in the middle of my room in a fighting stance, wishing I was there to help defend a man that was getting attacked by 1,000 people, hundreds of people. I've been in that situation, not quite that bad, not to that level, but I've stood with my friends in the middle of downtown Portland with thousands and thousands of angry, sometimes rabid people wanting to attack us because we were expressing opinion that they didn't agree with. I've been there. I know the feeling. It's not very comfortable. And as I'm watching it, I'm getting more and more emotionally attached, and I'm like literally standing in a fighting position and wanting to reach through my screen and grab a hold of some of these people and yank them off him. As if that wasn't bad enough, there were people that just happened to be there at, not speaking, not with a bullhorn, not making a spectacle of themselves as Jake does. Maybe in support, maybe just checking it out. Patriotic people that think Jake has a patriotic message, so they went to check it out. And they got chased down into parking garages, down the middle of city streets, and assaulted to the point where I know at least one, if not more, were sent to the hospital. This is completely unacceptable. What have we gotten to? It's basically just turned into a giant gang war. Patriotic Americans are one gang, and the radical left is the other gang. And it becomes a turf war. This is my corner. This is my street. This is my park. This is my waterfront. This is my town, a lot of them say. It's a giant turf war. Whether or not you agree with Jake Lang, what happened to him is morally reprehensible. This is not how our society is set up. We agreed on laws and things that were okay and not okay. The physical violence is not okay just because you disagree with someone. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you that Jake is a good person or Jake is not a good person. Jake is a patriot. Jake's not a patriot. It's a whole nother video. If you want me to make a video on that, put that in the comments. Tell me. And after more research, I'll do that. I'm here to tell you that you should be angry. Whether or not you support Jake, you should be angry about what happened to him and what happened to the other people that were around him. We shouldn't just sit by and say, well, he asked for it, he earned it, he deserves it, because nobody deserves that for an opinion. If he went down there assaulting people or something, that might be a different story, but he didn't. He just went down there with a loudspeaker and was saying things that they didn't like, that's all. And that is not a crime worth a violent punishment. In America, it's not even a crime at all. It's not about my personal opinion about the victim, whether he made himself a victim or not. That's not the point. The point is he was a victim because he was attacked by an angry mob over a difference of opinion, which is against the law, which is against our standards, against our morals and ethical code in this country as an advanced society, as a Western culture. You're not supposed to do that. And if you do, you're definitely not supposed to get away with it. Yet in cities like Minneapolis, it's encouraged by government officials. And then they wonder why we're the laughing stock of the planet in a lot of cases. Why people all around the world are laughing at us and not taking us seriously. There's a lot of it that has to do with geopolitics, but a lot of it has to do with the things that we allow in our society. We talk a lot about different cultures in different nations. What I saw over the weekend looked like something that you would see in a third world country. Why are we permitting third world activities on the streets of our beautiful nation? I know that it's become sort of a cliche with all these influencers talking about it, making videos, thumbnails that clickbait you, but I believe the Civil War is coming, and I believe that there are agent provocateurs out there. I think Jake may be one of them. Then you got organizations like Patriot Front, who half of us think are fed plants. I think the Civil War is being planned. I don't think it's organic. I don't think it will be organic. I think they're pushing and prodding and trying to get a reaction from the left because the powers that be want the left to be responsible for the Civil War. Don't be part of the kickoff event. I truly believe that Charlie Kirk's demise had something to do with something similar to that. I really thought that at the time, right after it happened, I thought that was going to kick off at least some major civil unrest. But here we are again as conservatives, just chilling, taking our licks and moving on. I'm not exactly sure how this works or how it continues to happen over and over again, but it is. Sooner or later, we're going to have enough. But I'm afraid that it's going to take a serious event to get us to that point. I don't want to be part of that serious event. I don't want a civil war. but I do not want to be part of whatever major event's going to happen to actually kick it off. I feel like it's coming. And the fact that we have situations like Charlie Kirk that have not set it off, the powers that be are going to keep pushing that button harder and harder and creating bigger and bigger scenarios until they find something big enough to get it cracking. Don't be part of that. Be safe. To all my people that go out there and do this, I've seen some complacency. I'm guilty of it myself. Here in Portland, we feel a little emboldened. We feel a little tough, feel a little badass, and we go running off and doing things on our own. I'm going to encourage everybody. They're getting worse. They're getting more and more extra. So keep your head on a swivel. Buddy up. If you can get 3, 4, 5 people or more, that's even better. Stay in a group. Don't think that you're the toughest thing out there, because numbers count. There's only so much you can do when you're facing a mob. Every time something like the Jake Lang incident happens, they get more and more cocky. They feel like they can do anything. And the problem is when they have the numbers, sometimes they can. So let's not let them have that situation. I understand why we do what we do, but it's not worth getting hurt when you can take steps to ensure your personal safety. I don't want to hear any more stories about people I know getting hurt or worse. So please be careful. Situational awareness, operational security. Take steps to make sure you're okay and those around you are okay. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Anyways, this has gone long. I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you to those who are subscribing. My channel's growing faster than I anticipated. So thank you to those who are helping. I said, leave me a comment. Let me know, agree, disagree. I'm okay with criticism. I'm not big on monologues. I like discussions a lot better. So maybe I'll do a live question and answer again. I liked when I did that the last time. That came out pretty fun, pretty well. I enjoyed that. So maybe I'll do that again, but it is almost 11 o'clock at night right now, so not a good time to do that. I just want to throw my opinion out there. Whether you appreciate it or not, if you do, thank you so much. In the meantime, do your best to be a good American and patriot on.
You got something to say? Come on, say it. You got a game to play. Come on, play it. You got a lot to